In this video, we will create a rug using hair and fur modifier and explore a second option using modifier. Here I have a basic studio lighting setup. Check out my video on studio light balance setup for more on that. Something like this is basically what you would expect to have as a setup to make a studio. The model at the center, then the 3 key lights for a perfectly lit setup. Camera settings, ISO 100, shutter speed 50, standard for interior renders, color and exposure, white balance, neutral. Convert to editable poly and make sure you delete the face on the back side. Using the selection panel, select the edge tool, click on the edge ring and then connect. Do also on this other side, ring, connect, and then finally go to your modifier list and select turbo smooth. After you've done the turbo smooth, play around with the iterations just to add the iterations a bit. Add a UV map on your surface and then collapse everything by converting it to an editable poly. Select our rug and then let's go to the modifier list and select hair and fur. As soon as I click, you're going to see something like this in your viewport. On the interactive renderer, you can notice the same is not showing. To resolve this, go to the menu bar, click on rendering, choose effects, highlight hair and fur. Under hairs tab, select the option Mr. Prim. Now let's work on our rug with the settings under general parameters tab. The first thing that we would like to modify will be the thickness of the actual hairs by adjusting root thickness to 5. Then we can reduce the height of the individual hairs by adjusting the cut length. Take it down to 20. Our individual strands look scattered. To resolve that, increase the hair count to 50,000. Let us see what we have so far. Start the interactive rendering. The other parameters to adjust include clamp, freeze, and kink. Under clamp, insert 70. And the strength to 0.69. Let me rotate this for a better look. You can see the individual hairs are beginning to clamp together instead of just having straight fibers. A value of 75 under clamp is okay. The next thing we can change would be freeze. And what it does is it gives it a bit more randomization. The individual hairs bent downwards. You can choose to freeze the tips only or the whole strand. For the freeze route, give it a value of 350 and the tip insert a value of 250. Kink will give us a bit of twist and turn on the actual hairs. Kink root, give it 0.8 and for the tip insert 4.0. Let's begin the interactive rendering or the IPR to see where we are at. Changing the color for these individual fibers is done under material parameters, where we can change the root and tip pigmentation. It all depends on your color preference. What is important to note is the mutant color slot. For an actual rug, you'll notice that not all of the strands are the same color. A certain percentage are either dark or lighter. So here I'll choose a different color and set my percentage to 5. If I zoom in, you can see the character of each individual strand. Adjust the general parameters as shown: cut length 25, root thickness to 1.0 and tip thickness to 0.5. Let us render to see what we have. I'm happy with the result. The final thing now is to add a texture map using the material editor. So V-Ray material, under diffuse slot, select your preferred texture map and assign it to the rug. Remember to change your rendering options from Mr. Prim to geometry. begin interactive rendering. I'm okay with the result. So that's basically how you can create a rag using the hair and fur modifier. Now let's look at the second option of creating a rag using V-Ray fur. Select our rag and then let's go to the command panel, V-Ray, click on V-Ray fur. You can see we have an interesting result already. Let me set up another camera angle to have a close-up view. With the V-Ray fur object, you can define multiple settings to your liking. Begin with adjusting the length, say 50. Taper, set it to 1 to create a tapering effect across each strand. The bend modifier defines how the fur is bent, with a value of 0 being straight. Let's use a value of 0.5. Maybe let's use 1. Let's adjust the length down to 15. Adjust the density of the fur using the distribution per area tab, set it to 0.5. The result here looks good. Now, our normal rag will always have imperfections. So let's modify the individual hairs. Based on the bitmap that I have here, which has an even surface. Drag the V-Ray bitmap from the diffuse slot and drop it in the maps settings under length. Click OK to instance. As you can see, the surface of the rug is now uneven compared to before, giving it a natural look. Now let's give our rug a texture map. For this, we will need a V-Ray Next material. By default, it applies a brownish pigment to our rug. Under preset, you can find multiple styles to apply on your object, for example, white. However, our focus is to apply a preferred texture map. Click on Dye Color slot to select our map. The rug pigmentation looks a bit pale. So let's change the contrast by adjusting the random melanin under randomization. I'm okay with the results. So that's basically it. That's how you create a rug using V-Ray fur. In today's video, we've learned how to create a realistic rug using hair and fur modifier. And also we explored a second option using V-Ray fur. It all comes down to individual preference. So be the judge of which option suits you best. As always, please thumbs up the video, it really helps. Do subscribe and let me know in the comments section if you have any questions or suggestions or which areas you need clarification on. I have shared with you a link to my scene file which you can download and work on.